Thank you for joining us. Welcome to LumioseStation.
Yo, what's up, LumioseStation? You got PokeaimMD here. Now, I'm bringing you guys an UBERS battle I had versus D-Train. I actually uploaded this battle before to my channel, but I didn't feel like the narration really did the battle justice, as this battle is a pretty good example of noticing or finding your win condition and then following through. So in Pokemon, a win condition is the conditions that basically you win with. When I see my opponent's team, I notice that Xerneas has a lot of fun versus it just because he only has two soft checks, being, well, there are only checks to Xerneas, but he has Mega Gengar and Genesect. And Genesect isn't really a check if I get a bit of chip damage on it, and Groudon as well if I weaken it. So my win condition is weakening his Groudon as well as his Genesect. Weakening Genesect to the point where +2 Moonblast knocks it out and I don't have to risk Thunder, and then weakening Groudon to the point where that also knocks it out, and hopefully sweeping with my Xerneas. So that's my game plan going into this match. I do have to worry about his own Xerneas as well as his Salamence, but I do have a few offensive checks as well as T-Wavers in the back to deal with them. So without further ado, let's actually start to get into this game, and I really hope you guys do learn something from this battle, because this was just a good example, I feel, of how you should play the game when you do see your win conditions. So I lead off with Dialga. He leads off with his Primal Groudon. Now, my Dialga is a Shuca Berry Dialga, so it's basically made to weaken Primal Groudon, eat up an Earthquake or a Precipice Blades, and basically 2-hit KO with Earth Power depending on the spread. If it is special defensive, it's not 2-hit KO, but it does do a lot of damage, and I can hit it with 2 hits, as well as Draco Meteor, which would also knock it out after the Earth Power damage. So turn 1, I am going to decide to go right for Earth Power, because like I said, my win condition is weakening his checks to Xerneas and then finding just the opportunity to set up on either Latias or his Arceus form. So I get off a hell of a lot with that Earth Power, as he actually ends up going for T-Wave, maybe expecting me to want to switch out into my Salamence, and Salamence is a decent switch into Primal Groudon, as he is able to go for his Stealth Rock, and unfortunately for me, I do get paralyzed, but doesn't matter. Even if he gets a crit Precipice Blades, which it actually turns out he does, my Shuca Berry will take effect and I will be able to survive. And thankfully, I am able to get up those Stealth Rock. Those Stealth Rock are very, very key in this battle, because they ensure the KOs on Genesect after a bit of prior damage, like I said, as well as helping my Arceus later on, as you guys will see. So he is going to switch up moves, go for Lava Plume. Was basically the best play he could go for right there, as it's a no drawback move, which, you know, he could have burnt something if I did choose to switch. As now I'm going to go out to my Arceus. I kind of figured he might want to try and switch out into Salamence, maybe saving Groudon, healing wishing it back up later if he does have that on his Latias, as Xerneas is definitely a threat to him. But he decides to stay in, play around with the Lava Plume, going with the 30% chance to get a burn. Thankfully, he does not, as Arceus is not a Pokemon you want to switch into unless you have like an Arceus Ghost or like a physically defensive Landorus Therian form, because I'm able to knock him out with the +2 extreme speed, Life Orb boosted, as now he's going to go out to his Salamence. Now normally, after Salamence Mega Evolves, it can take +1, I'm saying +1 due to Intimidate, +1 Life Orb extreme speed. But this was before the UBERS metagame really developed, and Stone Edge is also a very nice option on Extreme Speed Killer, or E-Killer Arceus, as they like to call this set, because it allows it to deal with Mega Salamence after it's boosted, as well as straight up Oko Ho-Oh without any boost, and also defensive Yveltal, as well as dealing with Lugias. So Stone Edge is definitely a very viable option on Extreme Speed Arceus, as I'm able to connect with the +1 Stone Edge, knocking him out, as he's now going to go out to Genesect. And this is what I was talking about with my win condition. I want to weaken this Genesect with the Extreme Speed, that way I don't have to risk Thunder later on versus it, as I do Geomancy, and basically this puts it in range of +2 Moonblast. So I am basically just following through with what my plan was, or what my goal was, to try and sweep with Xerneas. So he makes a really good play by going for Iron Head as opposed to going for U-turn. Had he went for U-turn, I would have gotten a free opportunity to set up with my Xerneas, so he was forced to go for Iron Head. So it was a good play, but it was also his best play, as well as a play he was forced into. As now, I can go on to my own Primal Groudon, and honestly, all he has left is his Xerneas, his Arceus, Latias, and his Genesect. Now, Latias is probably going to be his main switch-in, and I do have Dragon Claw on this Groudon, so I'm just going to decide to go for it, as it was pretty much a win-win situation for me. If he switched out into his own Arceus, I could T-Wave it, and then, you know, start hitting it with Precipice Blades, as well as well, Dragon Claws had he switched out, but he ended up going out to his Latias, and unless he was running some bulk, this Dragon Claw crit did not matter, because after Stealth Rock, with the max attack set, it does knock him out. But I do unfortunately get a crit. Had he been running bulk, he definitely could have lived it after the Stealth Rock damages. Now he's going to go out to his Arceus. Now, it is Arceus Dark. The only Arceus Dark set that's run is Refresh Calm Mind, and I don't really want to risk Precipice Blades missing like twice in a row and him getting enough boosts to sweep me as well as being able to take on my Xerneas. So what I decided to do is just go directly into Xerneas. Arceus Dark is, did I say Arceus Ghost? He's Arceus Dark. I hope I said that. Arceus Dark is a free setup for Xerneas no matter what, unless it gets like 4 Calm Mind boosts. So I go out to my Xerneas as he does choose to Calm Mind. He cannot take a hit though, so he's going to switch out, and I'm going to go for game. I'm going to go for Geomancy. I do have a Power Herb, which means that the 2-turn Geomancy will be, you know, it will turn into 1 turn, and like I said, I played out the game so that way my Xerneas can sweep. All he has left is this own Xerneas that he went out to. It's actually a bulky variant, which is revealed by the fact that he has leftovers. His Genesect, that under half, which is well under or over range of what I need for Moonblast to knock him out. And of course, Arceus Dark. So at this point, my Xerneas is basically going to be able to clean up the game. And I think that's just goes to show you, if you do have a game plan and you see your win conditions, definitely follow through, and you know, bar hacks and, you know, I guess things that can catch you off guard, you should do well. As you can see, that damage with extreme speed definitely put Genesect in range of +2 Moonblast, and of course his Arceus Dark will not be able to live the Moonblast. I gotta kill like 4 Arceus Darks with the Moonblast. Of course, when he comes in, I am a little bit ahead of the battle, but then again, it's recording at its normal pace. But I hope you guys all enjoyed. Feel free to leave a like if you did. Subscribe to LumioStation. Go ahead and check me out. I do love the comments as well. And also, you know, you help my channel grow when you go ahead and check me out as well. And yeah, until next time, guys, later.